Aristotle was the first to perpetuate an idea of a natural human hierarchy, and in doing so, dehumanize a population. In his defense of slavery, he equated the human essence with the ability to reason. In his view, non-Greeks lacked a developed ability to reason, and so it was natural for them to become slaves. Centuries of human bondage were justified because Aristotle had replaced inherent human value with some supposedly measurable intelligence quotient. Aristotle makes the ramifications of dehumanization quite clear, because once a person or a group is dehumanized, it's a lot easier to develop indifference towards them. And once the chain of empathy from one person to another has been broken, evil is inevitable. The book Ordinary Men studies the German Reserve Unit 101 of World War II. The unit was charged with using whatever means necessary to terrorize local Jewish populations and send them to concentration camps. The men of the unit had left their own families behind at home and went on to murder thousands of others' families. Ironically, if they found their job too taxing, the men were allowed to walk away. In the end, though, 12 out of 500 chose to do so. 488 men were able to dehumanize their victims to the extent that torture and murder were acceptable, or at least not horrible enough to force them to walk away. Now, as the title of the book suggests, these ordinary men were just that, ordinary men. They weren't raging anti-Semitics or bloodthirsty killers. They were able to follow orders. And that distinction is critical, because it shows us that all humans have the capacity to dehumanize, distance, and destroy. Today, there's a $9.5 billion human trafficking industry in the United States. 1,000 war crimes have gone uninvestigated in Afghanistan, and there seem to be new boys murdered each month whose only crimes have been their skin color. Historically, men and women who have effectively stood up to dehumanization have had one thing in common. They believe that they possess an inherent worth as human beings, and that's a cliche, but it's because it works. Rosa Parks knew she deserved to sit in the front of a bus. Gandhi led campaigns for achieving self-rule. Malala demanded the right to an education, and perhaps Nelson Mandela put it best when he said, "As we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same." But there's a flip side. Dehumanizing others starts when we dehumanize ourselves. Consider Aristotle, a scholar. It's logical that he would base his own work on his intelligence. And once he did so, it would have been so easy to extend that same evaluation to others. So where do we stand? The nice answer is that we are the future Mandelas and Malalas, that we collaborate every day within an ethical framework, that we have an honor code. The hard answer requires that we look not only at our mission, but at our culture. Pingry honors 3 girls soccer players. Dr. Michael Nittebach is keynote speaker for Career Day. Beinecke House featured in Design NJ. We celebrate achievement. We glorify the victories, the test scores, and the awards. Now, this school prides itself on turning out the next Einsteins and Hemingways, but I can't help but feel that Aristotle would find a host of protégés here as well. Because while he equated worth with intelligence, we are on a fast track to replace human value with some supposedly measurable achievement index. The other day, I was talking to Connor Beard about the Humans of Pingry Facebook page, and something he said struck me. I wanted people to see each other as more than cardboard cutouts. He has a point. And while dehumanization is a problem in and of itself, it is only the first. After all, punching a cardboard cutout is a lot easier than punching an actual person. Now, the solution is not to stop caring about success, nor should we feel ashamed of our achievements. The challenge facing Pingry students today is finding that delicate balance between the realities of the world we live in and a respect for human dignity. So cheer on. Support your friends and colleagues in their endeavors, but support them also when they are unreasonable, overdramatic, and decidedly unimpressive. And by all means, cheer for your test scores and your games and your performances, but remember that you are a person first, and cheer most loudly for that.